Hello, my quilty friends. It's Stacy of Stacy Creates Stuff, and this is my year-end wrap. Now, a little over a week ago, I did a video on the quilts that I had made since spring. So if you're wondering about all the quilts that I made, check out that video. This video is more about what's coming in 2026. First, I want to assure you that there will still be plenty of quilt tutorials. And of course, I am going to do another quilt along, and that will start in January. I'll give you a little bit more about that at the end of this video. I have been a crafter and maker for a very long time, and I don't make just quilts or quilted things. And so in 2026, I want to expand my skills in several different areas. I am in the process of designing several appliqué projects. They can be done in wool or they can be done in regular fabric. I'm also going to do a lot more embroidery this year, both in those appliqué projects and also in some mindful mending of clothes. Which brings me to the next thing that I plan to tackle. And that is I'd like to make myself a wardrobe. Maybe not a complete wardrobe, but I want to learn how to draft patterns based off of my body and make some very simple pieces. And then who knows, maybe from there, a few more complex things. Now, it is unlikely that there will be tutorials on the making of those clothes because I am a complete novice at making clothes. I have made some before, but I don't feel that I am skilled enough to impart wisdom to my viewers. I will, however, bring you along on the process and journey of discovering how good or bad I am at making clothes. So that should be fun, and that'll be sprinkled in amongst the regular quilt tutorials. I'm also excited about a new adventure that I am beginning in 2026, and that is opening up a craft reuse center and makerspace. If you've never visited a craft reuse or craft thrift store before, essentially think thrift store, but with craft supplies. Some of the things will be new, never opened. Some things may be partially used. There may be half-finished projects, all sorts of things. But if you are like me, then you probably have quite the stash of craft supplies that you're probably not going to ever use. And sometimes it's good to purge those things and make room for new craft supplies or craft supplies that you know you are going to use. We've all done it. Bought the latest gadget or widget and then discovered that it wasn't as fabulous as we thought, or it wasn't right for us. Why not pass that along? Now, I am spearheading this project. It is part of a local church that I belong to, has a spare building and some space that they want to put to use. And so I offered this suggestion and they said, yes, let's go for it. And then I also explained that I could probably start them out with enough product by purging my own craft supplies. So in January, I'm going to be working on getting this new space set up and then purging my things from my craft spaces to move over to there. There will be more information about that in upcoming videos, and I'm sure I will let you in on how that process and project is going. Now, part of that space will also become a crafter maker space, and not a maker space in the terms that a lot of times maker spaces are, with laser cutters and 3D printers and all those types of things. This is more of a paper craft, fiber craft maker space. So there'll be a Cricut machine. Who knows what other things that we'll get. There'll be paper cutters and various tools that people can use to come in. And we're hoping to start also a craft club where people would be able to meet. We haven't set up all the parameters of that. It may be once a month, once a week. We're going to have to see how it goes once we have the space set up. But I'm very much looking forward to getting to play with a whole bunch of different crafts and fellowshipping with a lot of other people to experience all different kinds of crafting and making. And I am still going to continue to design quilts and kits exclusively for vintage pink and green. So have no fear if you have been a fan of my quilts and quilt kits, they are still happening. And that leads me to my 2026 Quilt Along. The name of this project is called Haven, and it is a medallion type quilt where there is a central block and then blocks radiate out from that center. The Haven Quilt Along will be a multi-week quilt along with videos dropping weekly beginning on January 6th. In that video, I will be showing you the 2 colorways that are available for kits for this project. And of course, you could use your own fabric. There will be a free download on my website for the fabric guide, which will tell you how to cut the fabric and how to organize the fabric for each of the blocks. And then as the weeks progress and a new block or a series of blocks is released each week, then the instructions will be available on my website. And if you join the mailing list for Haven, there'll be a link in the description below. Then you will get an email each week with the PDF for the instructions of that particular block. You can progress through the quilt along at your own pace. I'm just releasing the videos 1 week at a time. And that, my friends, are my plans for 2026. I would love to know what you are planning in your craft life in 2026. Do you have a major project that you're planning to work on? A new skill that you're going to try to learn? I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment below. Until next time, my friends, why not check out this?